Good evening, everybody. Hope that you all have had a great day. I have. The weather's been really nice. It was really nice outside today. Not as humid and not as hot as it's been being, but nice all the same. My name is Wonder, and this is the Ladies Lounge. I'm your host. I have my own guest tonight, and I purposely did that. I had a couple of folks I wanted to schedule, but to be honest with you, last week I ran out of time to contact them, so I just said I'll push it off and I'll do this one tonight by myself. Just want to hop on for a few minutes to just give you your weekly self-care tip and to give you a little bit of update on how the shows will be going for probably about another month or so. Um, First of all, let me say thank you to those of you who follow and who have liked my page. I sure do appreciate y'all each week tuning in and being supportive. I thank you for the suggestions for show ideas. And before I get off the topic, I do want to ask a question. If you are interested, I have a topic that I want to cover coming up, and it's based on a book that I've been reading, and it's the myth of the strong Black woman. So if you're interested in that topic and you'd like to be a guest on that particular show, and it's probably going to air sometime in July, please get in contact with me. You can either call me at 501-612-8187, or you can email me at theladieslounge1050@gmail.com. Either one of those, I'll get your message and just say, hey, I'm interested in being in the show about the myth of the strong Black woman. That topic is kind of stuck in my head for the last couple of months due to some things that we've been discussing all along, and just because I am one of those mythical strong Black women, and it's so much that goes along with calling yourself that and being that. So I want to really get into a good conversation with some other women about that. So I was in the middle of thanking you all. Like I said again, thank you for tuning in each week and for watching the videos. Thank you for watching the posts and sharing them and reading them. I appreciate all of that. When this show started tonight, post should have been on my page by now that tells you what this week's health tip is, self-care tip is going to be. And I'm just going to check real quick. I'll check on my phone since I don't want to flip around on the laptop. And let's see if that did post. It should have scheduled post published. Yes, ma'am. There it is. So if you go over to my page right now, the Ladies Lounge Wonder Lowe, you will see that there is a post that has our weekly tip in it for self-care. Please, please, please adhere to the tip. And I'm going to talk about that tip in just a minute. Let me first cover the schedule change. So I have an opportunity to do something I've always dreamed of, and that opportunity is now knocking at my door. So I have to make a decision. And it's teaching some classes in the evenings, but it has to be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And y'all know I do Ladies Lounge on Tuesday and I do May Rose Cafe on Thursday. Well, I'm going to change those dates for just a month so that I can take advantage of this situation, or take advantage of this opportunity and do it. So for the month of, I'm thinking it's going to probably start either the last week of June or the first week of July, and it'll only be for about four or 5 weeks. I'll do the Ladies Lounge on Monday nights, and I'll cook on Wednesday nights. So Ladies Lounge on Monday nights, and May Rose Cafe will be on Wednesday nights. And as soon as the teaching for the term passes, and we go back to our regular schedule in the fall, or regular schedule in end of July, then I'll just switch the dates back. So if anybody's interested in being on the show, just remember Monday nights and Wednesday nights. If we need to pre-record, we can do that over the weekend if we need to, or whatever date is going to be good for both of us. I have officially filled up my my entire week now is officially full, except for I think I'm free on Friday afternoons and some weekends. So, but I like it that way. So now but what I just said is going to lead into what tonight's self-care tip is and how I got to work this out amongst myself. So I'm giving the advice that I got to take myself. So let's get into that, because I don't want to be on very long and I don't want to hold y'all. Got some stuff I need to do. Got to get prepped up and ready for this other stuff. So let's kind of talk a little bit about self-care. You know, we've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks, and like I told you in the Ladies Lounge, June is just self-care month. So all month long, I've been trying to post things, or every week I try to post something that says, how to take care of your skin. The first one was like pretty much just telling you how to operate and move through a day. And I posted something about yoga and stretching and exercise. So tonight, the self care tip is go to bed. Simple as that. Somebody going, you don't go to bed? I don't. I sleep. I sleep when it's necessary. That sounds weird, but I told you I have some medical conditions that actually sometimes prevent me from that keep me from sleeping. But when I sleep, I sleep. But tonight's tip is basically just get more sleep. I was watching this commercial the other day, and this lady had these little flip cards, and it was so weird. I was trying to read them as the commercial was going, but it was kind of flipping a little bit too fast. The one that I did catch, I thought, man, God meant for me to see that particular one. Because what it said is, you can get some rest and still be successful tomorrow. Let that soak in. Took me a second, and I was like, you know what? You're right. A lot of times we think in order for us to be successful, we got to burn the candle at both ends. We got to stay up all night. We got to just grind, grind, grind. Now, I'm not telling you not to grind, because I'm a grinder. I'm not telling you not to grind, but I am telling you sometimes you just got to carry your butt to bed. Sometimes you got to blow that candle out and lay it down, get some rest, recuperate, rejuvenate, and then get up in the morning and try it again. A lot of times, if you're working on something, I don't know about y'all, I can get frustrated if I'm working on something and it's not coming together the first time around. And a lot of reason I'm getting frustrated with it is I'm tired. I've not allowed myself time to slow down. I haven't allowed myself time to breathe. I haven't allowed myself time to just go, you know what? I can do this again later, or I can try this later. And when we don't rest, we get foggy thinking. Your mind gets cloudy. You get angry. You get grumpy. It's easy to get disoriented. You lose track of what you're doing. You can make mistakes. It's a whole lot of things that can happen when we don't get enough rest. Somebody told me something funny the other day about falling asleep on a forklift. Now, let me tell you something. You a tired joker. If you fall asleep on a forklift, you got to drive a forklift, lift stuff up. If you can fall asleep on a forklift, you're tired. So that means that you need to go your butt to bed and get some sleep and get some rest sometimes. So, again, we can't burn the candle, on both ends. Now, I'm going to say this for me because some of y'all fit the same, in the same category as I am age-wise. But y'all, we ain't that young no more. We can't do that no more. We can't stay up all night and work on stuff and go and go and go and go and think we're going to be fresh the next morning. We ain't built like that no more, y'all. We can't do it. I don't know about y'all, but yeah, I'm gonna need to go and go to bed. I'm gonna need to go to sleep. And if you can look at my eyes now, I'm sleeping now, to be honest with you. But I stay up because I know I want to do this. But I'm just saying, we know that we're doing too much. We know that we're overdoing and we're going too hard. Not telling you not to grind, not to work on your dreams and your goals. We all gonna do that. Because I'm gonna tell you now, as soon as I get finished with this, guess what I'm doing? I'm writing my agenda for my class. I'm working on lectures for my class. I'm going to work on some other things for work tomorrow. I'm going to work on a couple of things before I go to bed. But I'm going to go my butt to bed when it's time to go to bed. So that's it for this week. Go to bed. Trust me when I say it'll be there in the morning. You can still be great. And you'll probably be greater. And I say greater because now you've had some rest. Your mind has had time to slow down. You've had time to de-stress. You've had time to just wind down and allow yourself to drift off. And sometimes you'll be amazed at how fresh of ideas you can come up with in the morning after you've had a really good night's sleep. So I'm going to give y'all just a couple of little tips to making sure that you get some rest, make sure you go to bed, do all that stuff. First thing is first. Set a bedtime. Now that sounds weird. We grown. And if you like I am, and most of us when we were kids, what was the first thing we said? I'd be glad when I get grown, I can stay up all night. That crap ain't all this cracked up to be, is it? Oh no, it's not. We thought that staying up all night made us grown and we was doing something. Now your butt be around here about to pass out in the middle of the day because you did what? who's grown and stayed up all night. Go to bed. Set a bedtime. If you have kids, you set a bedtime for them. What makes you think you don't need one? Now, I'm not telling you to go to bed at 6 o'clock, although I know people that do. And nothing is wrong with that. I can't go to sleep that early. For me, bed at 6 o'clock is a nap. Because what's going to happen is at 6 o'clock, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to wake up at 10. Then I'm going to be up all night. So I have to go to sleep at a time frame. I know that when I finally wake up, it's time to get up anyway. So set your bedtime according to your sleep cycle. If you're trying to change your sleep cycle, then change the time you go to bed. I know that sounds like it's crazy, but go with it. If you've been trying to get yourself to sleep, to go to sleep at an earlier time, start trying to wind down earlier in your day. So that means if you're trying to be in the bed by 7 o'clock, you need to be winding down by 5. That means that dinner needs to be done. You've eaten, you've taken your shower, you've done all those things you need to do so that at 7 o'clock you can go lay down. If you are like I am, I'm a night person. I've never in my entire life been a morning person. I'm a night person. I have to set my bedtime a little later because if I go to bed that early in the evening, I'm gonna wake up. My body is automatically at 4 hours on the dot. I'm gonna wake up and I will not be able to go back to sleep. So that means that if I go at 7, I'm up at 11, and I'll be up from 11 to 5 in the morning, staring at the wall or walking around or working or doing something because I want to be able to fall back asleep. So I set my bedtime at a time that I know for a fact. If I go to bed at 11 o'clock, I'm going to wake up at 6:30. It happens every time. I can almost count on it. I still need an alarm because I'm a deep dreamer. And once I get in about 5 or 6 different dreams in a row, it takes a little bit for me to wake up. So I still have an alarm clock, but it's a safety measure to make sure I don't oversleep. But 9 times out of 10, if I go to bed at 11, I can fall asleep by 11:10. Then I'm going to be up by 6:30 in the morning. My body is going to give me those 6 hours, or I'm going to get enough sleep. I'm going to get enough rest. Now, we need 8. Believe it or not, when you get older, your body goes back to just like when you were a kid and you need that full 8 hours of sleep. And that's why mama made us go to bed at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening. So we got our full 8 hours so we could do well in school the next day. Guess what happens to you when you get older? You need them 8 hours again. A lot of us have been operating for years on too little sleep. And I'll be the first to tell you, I've operated, I bet you, the past 15 years, possibly on 3 to 4 hours worth of sleep. Because my body never shuts down. My brain doesn't shut down. I take medication that makes me awake. I take medication that puts me to sleep. So it's always this weird tug of war. I might fall asleep really easy one night, and it might take me 2 hours the next night to do it. So I have to do certain things. I have to sometimes get up and walk in place, literally, until I just get so tired when I lay down, I fall asleep. Or I got to get up and just move around, or start reading a book, or I do something that causes me to feel a little bit drowsy. Then I can lay down. And then some nights I can get in the bed and before my head hits the pillow, I'm out. And I might sleep the entire night. So I have to, you have to know what your sleep cycle is and what your body needs. But at the end of it, we still got to go to bed. So the first one, like I said, was set your bedtime. The next one I would say, once you set your bedtime, and I mentioned this earlier, start winding down. Have a routine. So that's actually 2 and 3 together. Set your bedtime is the first one. Start winding down is the second one. And it's going to roll over into the third one, which is start a bedtime routine. If you have children, you have a routine. If you have a bedtime set for them, you know that it's home from school, they do the homework, y'all eat dinner, you may watch TV or have whatever family time you have. You may read to your kid before they go to bed. They get their shower or they wash up, and then they go to bed. So they have a routine. Guess what? We need a routine also. Lay your clothes out for the next day. I'm the world's worst. I hate having to look for stuff to wear the next day. Got a closet full of clothes, but I swear I'm a woman. I will say I have nothing to wear. And there's 1,000 outfits in there, but I can't find one if I wait till the morning. So the night before, Lay out your clothes. If you know that you have a busy day coming up the next day, make notes. Do it every day. Do it every day. And it's probably so many of these little tablets around here, it's crazy. But make a list. Go ahead and prioritize. Go ahead and here are the things I need to get done top of the day. Do the things if you're not a morning person, I'm gonna tell you, I suffer. Try to get the hard stuff out of the way first. So that way you can enjoy your afternoon. Or if you need to do the easy things in the morning because you're not as alert, do your easy things in the morning, do your hard things in the afternoon when you're more alert. A lot of people literally, when they tell you don't talk to me before I have my morning coffee or my juice or whatever it is, a lot of people are just not functional. Now we can get up and move around, do everything we need to do, but we are just not, morning is not our time. I am a night owl, always have been. I can solve every problem in the world at 2 a.m. Don't know why, just can't. That's when my brain is popping. I can think of any idea. I can write a program. I can create whatever. I can come in here and get on and write. But it's 2 a.m. I should be asleep. Then in the daytime, I'm going, okay, get my list. And if I don't have a list, I feel lost. So part of your routine at night when you're winding down, here's what I need to get done tomorrow. Make your to-do list. Do not overwhelm yourself, because the other problem that we have is don't put 30 things on your to-do list for one day. You're not going to be able to do all of that. You don't have that many hours and you ain't going to be awake that long. Put enough stuff on there that you know, okay, I have a list of 30 on Sunday. Every day I'm going to chip off 5 of those things. Every day I'm going to chip off 6 or 7, whatever it is. You're going to chip away at it all week. But don't do that to yourself in one night. Don't write down everything you do in one day. It's going to overwhelm you. Now, part of your bedtime routine, like I said, start winding down. Turn off the lights. It sounds weird, doesn't it? Not and yeah, Teddy Pendergrass. Yeah, turn off the lights like that. Turn the lights off or turn the lights down. What you're doing is you're sending a signal to your brain that it's time to start shutting down. Lower the lights in your house. If the TV, I'm one of those folks that everybody, okay, y'all, I listen to the TV really loud. Not because I can't hear it well. It's just something about I like the TV loud. Turn the TV down. If you are a music person and you need music to sleep, turn on your music and let that get you kind of mellowed out so you can go to sleep. Take you a hot shower or take you a hot bath or a warm shower, warm bath, whatever floats your boat. Do your skincare routine. That's men and women, not just women, men and women. Do your skincare routine for the night. Do your hair care routine for the night. Do your feet. If you're a diabetic, we're supposed to check our feet every day. I check mine every day. Check your feet. This sounds like weird stuff to do before you go to bed, but I'm just saying, create a routine. All those things that you do when it's time to go to bed, start doing them at least an hour to 2 hours ahead of time. So when it's time for you to actually be in the bed at 11 o'clock, you're in the bed at 11 o'clock. You're not headed toward the room to finally get ready to get in the bed at 11 o'clock. You're actually in bed. So about 9 o'clock in the evening, I start turning things down. I start making sure the temperature is right. I love to sleep in a cold room. I cannot sleep in a warm room. So guess what? I drop the air down so I get it cool. I'm taking my shower. I'm doing my skin stuff. I'm doing my hair stuff. I'm laying out my clothes for the next day. I've made my list of things to do for the next day. If I'm still feeling a little bit too revved up, I go read. I try to read a book or pray or meditate. I've had praise and worship service before I went to bed. Now, me and God can be in that room making so much noise, you'll swear up down. There's a couple of folks in there. So do what makes you feel comfortable. Do what finally settles your spirit and do what finally settles your body down. So when you do lay down, you're not laying there for 2 or 3 hours later, still counting sheep, looking at the wall, looking at the ceiling, trying to figure out why you can't go to sleep. You've done all those things to put yourself in the mood for sleep. So 1, pick a time. 2, what I say? Start winding down. 3, make sure that you have a routine. Make sure that you are doing all those things that put you in, and it sounds funny, put you in the mood to go to sleep. So start doing all those things. And then the last, and well, that's not the last one. I would say avoid eating and drinking things that upset your stomach. Now that sounds like it's weird. Now, if you are on a certain kind of diet and you have certain illnesses or you have certain conditions and you have to have a snack, make sure your snack is not something that upsets your stomach. Make sure your snack is not something that has you running to the bathroom half of the night because you are not going to sleep well. And if you're like me, that gives me a headache. So make sure that whatever your snack is, if you know that you're going to bed at 11, have your snack about 9, no later than 10. So that way, if it's got any effect, it's already happened, you've already been through whatever it is, you can still get in the bed, lay down, and be at peace. Make sure you're not drinking a lot of caffeinated things before you go to bed. And growing up, the weirdest thing was, and this was mine and my mother's nightly routine, we drank coffee, caffeinated coffee at that, and we'll go to sleep and sleep like babies. If I do that now, I ain't gonna sleep for a day or two. I'm gonna be so it. I don't know why now caffeine affects me, and it affects me in a bad way. But now, if I do it, I'm wide awake. I'll be, and it makes me jittery. And it never used to do that because, like I said, I can remember growing up. My mother and I nightly routine was we drank a cup of coffee, and that was with real sugar and real milk, and go get in the bed and sleep like babies. So if you are caffeine sensitive, do not drink caffeinated drinks up to 2 hours before you go to sleep. Because sometimes it stays in your system a little bit longer. And for some people, caffeine affects them very differently. Some people, it doesn't affect them at all. And if you're one of those people, God bless you. I'm so proud because I am not. I used to be, I'm not. So make sure that you're not drinking anything that's highly caffeinated. And don't drink anything that's real sugary. Because that's the other part. Sugar's going to do what? Keep you up. You're going to be trying to go to sleep and your eyes going to be all over the place. It's going to have you wired. Y'all know as well as I do, juice before bed, soda, Kool-Aid, anything. Don't drink a whole lot of sugary stuff before you go to bed. And if you do, make sure you brush your teeth. You do not want that sitting in your mouth all night. Then you're going to cause some other problems. Not only you're not going to be able to sleep, you're going to be able to eat because you don't have any teeth. So make sure you're not drinking sugary, caffeinated things at night before you go to bed. So that you can get in the bed, you can settle down, you can rest. Now, I mentioned earlier about praying and meditating, even singing. I hum sometimes. I hum when I'm tired and I hum when technically I hum all the time. I hum when I'm cooking. I hum when I'm tired. I hum when I'm sleeping. I hum when I'm happy. I hum while I'm driving. So sometimes I hum myself to sleep. You know, babies need somebody to rock them or to do stuff. I'm a rocker. My mama used to do that, which is so weird that I do that now. My husband's like, why don't you be still? Because some nights I literally have to rock myself to sleep. It's just a little habit. Some nights I'm humming myself to sleep. Some nights I start counting at 100 backwards and I go to sleep. Some nights I pray and I talk to God until I fall asleep. And I sleep really well that way. So you have to get to where you know what your body needs, but you can work it into your routine and then you stick with it. Stick with it is the last thing. Because here's the thing. If you do it only a couple of nights a week, you're going to be exhausted. Because you're not going to get enough rest. Get yourself to a point where you are consistently getting anywhere from 6 to 8 or more hours of sleep a night. Now I say 6 because I can pretty much run the world on 6. But boy, if I get 8, I'm dangerous. And I think most people are. So get yourself to a place where you can at least get that much. You know, if you've been a person that's been surviving off of 4 hours like I have for many years, 6 hours of sleep for me is like, wow. I can wake up and be alert and do whatever. But that's still not enough. I need to be getting at least 8. So now, like I said in the beginning, I'm preaching to y'all and giving this advice, but I'm taking it also. So start your routine. Now pick a time. Create your routine. Start winding down. Avoid eating and drinking things that's going to upset your stomach or keep you awake before you go to bed. And then stick to it. That's it. Now, that sounds easy. And it sounds like, oh, I can do that. And most of us will. I'm my plan tonight. I've already done everything I said I was going to do. Dinner's already done, or pretty much almost done. I got a few more assignments I gave myself to finish for the day. But about 9 o'clock, it's gonna start shutting it down. I've already had my shower. I gotta do skin stuff. I gotta makeup. So I gotta make sure I do skin stuff tonight. Do something to my hair. My clothes are ready for tomorrow. I've already made my to-do list. So about 9 o'clock, I'm gonna start shutting it down. By 10 o'clock, the temperature gonna drop. And about 11, I plan on being in the bed, and I want to be asleep at 11:05. Now I ain't gonna guarantee that because there's these cooking shows that come on at night that sometimes I watch them until I go to sleep. Oh, I did forget one. Turn off everything to the extent that you are comfortable. Now, when I say turn off everything, some people need background noise to sleep, and I was like that for a long time, where I needed the TV or music or something playing in the background to put me to sleep. Now I like complete silence. My background noise is, I am one of those people that sleeps with the air on, the ceiling fan, and a fan blowing straight in my face all night. Yeah, I know it's weird. That's how I sleep. That's my background noise, the sound of the fan. If the fan goes off, I'll wake up. I'll automatically know that it's off. But as long as I have that little humming sound in the background, I'm fine. Some people have to listen to music. Some people listen to, one while I was listening to, I don't know what you call it, but I call it dream music. I was listening to that, and that was actually helping me sleep. But then I stopped using that because I'm like, I don't want to always have to listen to stuff. So I started practicing going in the room, turn off the light, turn off the TV, getting in the bed, and laying there. And notice that instead of now concentrating on hearing the music or hearing the TV playing, I was falling asleep like it was nothing. So turn off things to the extent that you're comfortable. A lot of people sleep with their cell phones off. I don't. I have kids, I have grandkids, I have family all over the place. And I'm one of those people that sleep. My cell phone is always as loud as it can go. And it is on. And it's plugged in and it's charging. And I do that because if something were to happen, I don't care what time it is, I need you to be able to reach me. So I don't turn my cell phone off. A lot of folks, one of the first things they do when they get in the house in the evening is they turn their cell phones off. I don't do that just because I have family and I have folks that I worry about, and sometimes they worry about me. And I want them to be able to reach me just like I want to be able to, if something comes up, I need to be able to just, reach over and reach them. So I don't turn my cell phone off. But if you are a person that's an electronic junkie and you have to have all these devices on, you got your laptop by the bed, the iPad, your phone, turn it off. Turn it down or put it on vibrate or whatever you're comfortable with. I'm not going to tell you to turn it completely off because like I said, I don't turn mine completely off. But make sure that you're doing and setting the stage for you to actually get some rest. And just remember, you can still get some rest and be successful in the morning. Okay? All right, y'all. It is about 7:30. I said a few minutes, and that was a few minutes. I appreciate you all tuning in. I hope that tonight's self-care tip helps you and that you got something from it, and hopefully you'll pass it on to someone else. Like I said, make sure you go over to my page. There's a post about this very thing that we're talking about. Share it, like it. Yeah, I guess that's all you can do, share it and like it. Do that, but get some rest. Get some rest. Blow the candle out tonight. Get some rest and be great in the morning. Trust me, it can happen. We can do it. And our bodies will thank us for it. So again, thank you all for tuning in tonight. I appreciate you. This is Wanda Lowe in the Ladies Lounge. And good night. I'm going to bed at 11:01. I plan to be asleep. Pick your bedtime. Stick to it. And I hope that everything works out well for you. So y'all take care. Love y'all. See you next time. Bye-bye.